This is Donna, and we are live in Nashville at the CBA Unite conference, and I am so excited to be with Rhonda. Rhonda and I were actually working together, and I'm like, okay, I want to interview you. She is going to have a fascinating life story, and I just wanted her to share because I just think it's encouraging for those of us who are still trying to figure out what we want to do when we grow up, and you never know when you're going to have that, just that feeling and that urge to like go follow your dreams. And so I just can't wait for her to share. So I'll let you start and just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. My name is Rhonda Funk, and I'm actually here at this trade show to represent some authors. I have a marketing and media company, but on the flip side, I've been living out a dream of, I'm a singer-songwriter, and I just moved to Nashville from Oregon 3 weeks ago. I packed up the car on my birthday, my 48th birthday to be exact, and came here to live a new life and dream. So I'm a mother of 4, I have 2 grandchildren, and yeah, I'm living in a totally different space I didn't expect.
Yeah, that's exciting. I just love that. So talk a little bit about your Someday album, because I was reading and it sounds like those lyrics are very personal.
Very personal. Yeah, sometimes I just make up songs. I don't really know where they come from, and then I'll laugh later. I'm like, I don't know why I did that. People say, did this happen to you? And I'm like, nope. But, you know, the one thing about being a songwriter is I draw off of everything. If something happens to you and it hits my head just right, I'm like, I could write to that. You know, I could write about the chair. You know, I mean, it just depends on the day and what I'm feeling or thinking. But some of these songs are extremely personal. One song, it was really the promise, how I knew that God was going to use me to make a country album someday, is that my little girl was sitting in her bouncy seat when she was 2 months old. And I was playing this guitar I didn't know how to play. It was missing a string. And I wrote this song called Who Do I Blame? And it's about being a single mom. And it's, what do I tell this little girl when she grows up? Who do I blame when she says, does he know my name? You know, it's like, it's really a tearjerker. I still cry to this day when I sing it. You know, things like that. There's a song on there called No Tomorrow. I don't know how far ahead you want me to jump as far as personal, but in 2016, I announced I was going to record this album, and 2 weeks later, I had a brain aneurysm. I mean, I had been in my head, but I had a mini stroke that alerted us that something was wrong, and I had brain surgery the next week. And then about a month later, a few friends lost their husbands, and God had me write this song called No Tomorrow. And, you know, so stuff like that, yes, I mean, so deep and personal. And everything seems to have a story, you know, it connects somehow, but we all go through stuff, right?
Wow. And I think that's it. Everybody has a story.
Yeah.
So I was reading that your style is called dark country. So what does that mean?
Yeah, I don't know who decided I'm dark country because I feel like I'm kind of trying to be lighthearted, but maybe it's a little, you know, I kind of mix a little soulful and raspy, and I love country rock. Like I'm a rocker. Like I didn't know it until I really started this year, because I've been doing Christian music for 20 years. I have 3 independent albums, and it was nothing like this. This isn't your mama's, you know, music anymore. Like it's just fun, but I really love like deep and bassy and drums and, you know, just whatever. I don't know. I don't know what dark country is.
Yeah,
I feel like the dark horse, but I try. It's not dark as far as, you know, like bad. It's just I feel it's maybe about the bluesy, raspy side of stuff. Like I just like to get into it.
So does writing music, does it energize you or does it exhaust you? Like does it pull?
Wow, that's a good question. You know what? I think it can do both. It depends on what the song is. Yeah. Like sometimes you sit down and you're so emotional about something. Just the thought of it actually makes me kind of cry. It's like, man, there's some times where there's something so painful. And for people that are songwriters, sometimes the only way to articulate what you're really feeling, and this is why I feel like everybody should do this. I mean, you don't have to be a songwriter to do this. When you're really struggling with something or hurting, you should be writing it down, because something about that process of getting it, just saying it out loud or writing it into paper or something, even if you throw it away later, something about it. And so sometimes it's exhausting because it is so real and so emotional. Like this happened to me. And I don't know how, you know, I don't know any other way to say it than this. And so sometimes I'll write a song and I'll just sit there and cry like a baby over it. Yeah. But then, there's other times that the only reason it's exhausting is because the energy comes so great. I'm meeting a lot of people here in Nashville that are like this. All of a sudden you get these spurts of like three weeks, you can't stop writing. You write 20 songs and they just come out and out. And what that means is you're not sleeping, So that part's exhausting because you're like, I have a song. Let's write it down. It's 2 a.m. And so 4 a.m. you go back to sleep and you wake up at 7 and do it again. So it's exhausting. Yeah, but it's fun.
What's been your hardest song to write?
Well, I think that there's several that have been in this realm, but this past season I actually went through a divorce. And so some of the hardest ones to write are trying to articulate the proper way. My divorce wasn't something that I don't go through what a lot of people go through, so it's hard for people to understand why it even happened. But there's just a lot of emotion and deep things, but also honor and respect for the person that I was married to. And so it's really hard to write those songs because everybody says, well, she must have lived exactly that. So you have to be careful what you say, because I don't want to dishonor people in my life by just saying what somebody else went through or whatever. So I think that part's really hard.
But that's, I think that's good that you're respectful and thoughtful, knowing how it's going to be received. And so you're thinking about how you do it. I think that's good. So what's the biggest surprise you've experienced as a singer and songwriter?
Oh, wow. I think the biggest surprise was this last season when I came here to Nashville to record this independent project, and I've never really counted myself as a performer or as an artist. I mean, this is how I view this. I've been leading worship. I've been singing to people all across the country, women's events and different things. I used to travel with a famous author and speaker, and so I've done it. But the way I view worship is, if you look at me and you think I'm performing, then I'm doing it wrong. So I've never really counted myself as that. Plus, when I get crazy and start to dancing or doing something, my kids say, don't ever do that again, ever. And so I'm like, okay, I won't. I need to just, I don't do this, So to grab a guitar and learn to play over this last year, I didn't play the guitar until I got it in December, right before Christmas of 2016, and I've written probably about 60 songs since last year using a guitar. But what has been surprising is the way people received me, and I didn't expect it. And that's how I feel I know it's God, because I wasn't trying. I just want to be a songwriter. And I've been booked almost every weekend since last year on the West Coast and got some huge festivals. So I'm going back to Oregon here this next week to sing at the Oregon Jamboree. That stuff is a surprise to me. To go be accounted for, to be at that level, to go, can you come perform to these 3,000 people while they're getting ready for this big show is a big deal to me. So I've been really blessed.
All right, so our last question for More Than Review is, what is something that fans would be surprised to know about you?
Ooh, gosh, that's a hard one. What would be a surprise? Oh my gosh, I don't know. What would be a surprise?
You share a lot in your songs, so maybe not a lot.
I do. Wow, that one catches me off guard because I want it to be good. Like, you go, wow, that is shocking. Well, I think the brain surgery thing was a big one for me, that people would never have guessed that. That was a really big deal. So, I mean, I know I shared that earlier, but people don't look at me and go, what? And also my age, like, that's surprising to me. So I'm like, I love all the people that go, can I see your ID? You look 30. And I'm like, I love you. My friend. So, I think that I have grandchildren and brain surgery is a big deal. But, I don't know. Maybe that.
No, I would agree.
And so, that it surprises me that I get to do what I'm doing right now, for sure. I do kind of laugh about that, like thinking how many years I really wished, I'd love to be a country music star someday. And then that went way out, like in the 20s, I started having kids and, whatever. And to have God do it now, I think is this a sick joke? Like, why do I get to do it now? But I do. And so,
So let's show your album, and then where can they get it?
This album is available all over. You can download it digitally. You try it. You try it without a latte. That on iTunes, Spotify, wherever music is sold. It's on CD Baby if you want to get an actual copy, or RhondaFunkMusic.com is my website. You can get them there too.
All right.
So,
well, thank you guys. We'll see you later, and we'll be
Have a good day.
posting more information on the blog.
have a good day.